Hi, it's Sarah here from So Sarah Style. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am pushing myself well out of my comfort zone and I'm going to attempt to make some dungarees. I have never really made dungarees before. I have admired dungarees on many people, but never really thought that they were for me. But when I was showing this fabric here in my last vlog, it popped into my head. And I said, oh, that actually might make some nice dungarees. It's the Bengaline, stretch Bengaline fabric from Pound Fabrics. And I just said, I think with the stretch, it's going to be good for trousers across the bottom, etc. So I mentioned it, got the idea in my head, and now I've got the bit between my teeth. I want to try and make some dungarees in it. A couple of reasons why I've kind of never bothered making them really is that I don't think that I'm necessarily the right shape for dungarees. I attempted to make the Greer dungaree jumpsuit pattern by Hey June Handmade way back in my sewing journey, and let's just say I wasn't really very impressed with the result on me, at least. I used a hideous green fabric which didn't help, and it was definitely giving me Teletubby vibes. It was kind of a little bit sort of that shaped, with no waist definition, which I know really is what kind of jumpsuits are about. They're supposed to be loose and slouchy, but I just didn't really feel very comfortable in it. But at the same time, I do think I love the whole kind of the bib and the trouser bit. So I have done a bit of research and found a dungaree pattern that I think may work for me, and so I'm going to give that one a go. It is the Made My Wardrobe Greta dungarees, and as you'll see from here, it's described as an easy fitting yet smart pair of everyday overalls. It's quite minimalist. There's no toggles or zips or anything on it, and there, most importantly for me, there's a belt that wraps all the way around, so it gives you a little bit of waist definition. If ever there was a dungaree pattern that is more my style, then it's probably that one. So I literally downloaded the pattern this morning. Have it now printed out and ready to go, and I'm gonna try and make it up. The other thing, I'm taking quite a risk because I know the whole point of dungarees is that they're loose and baggy, but I want mine to be a little bit more fitted. So because I've got this Bengaline has so much stretch in it, I'm going to go down a size or perhaps two, in the hope that it just might give a different shape. That's probably completely going against what dungarees are about, I guess, but there's nothing to be wasted. I haven't got any other fabric to toile it in. I am just going to have to go for it in this, but I think dungarees are the way forward with this fabric, so I'm just going to give it a go. I'm having a look at the sizing. My hips are 104 centimetres, that's 41 inches, which would mean really, normally I would probably make the 14, but the finished garment measurements are, the 10 is 102, which is 2 centimetres smaller than my hips, and the 12 is 107, which is 3 centimetres bigger. So with the stretch, do I go for a bit of negative ease, or will they look ridiculous and way too tight? Probably. I'll probably go for the size 12, which is a little bit bigger than my hips, because then presumably I can adjust them if they're too big. Always better to go too big than too small. So the idea then is to style it with, this is the Sew Over It Know Me dress that I've recently made, and I absolutely love the shape of this neckline and the bodice and everything. This is, again, a Pound Fabrics fabric. It's £1.75 a metre, and it's the knit melange jersey in taupe, which I really love, and I think it goes really nicely with this. You can't tell so much on screen, but this is actually a really warm grey. It's got sort of almost browns in it, and I think it goes quite nicely with this. So I'll make a little, I've got some leftover fabric, make another bodice top to go underneath it, and then hopefully wear it with my favourite boots, so with the turn-ups. So that's the plan, a slightly fitted dungaree outfit with that underneath and the boots. So wish me luck, because I am literally just going to wing it and as I say, make it smaller than it's supposed to be and make it in a stretch fabric. The There's nothing that's said about stretch fabric in the instructions, but sometimes you've just got to go for it, haven't you? So I will hopefully come back with the finished article before too long and show you how I got on. Thanks, bye. Okay, so I am back in my dungarees, and it's all gone a little bit downhill since I last spoke to you. These are the Greta dungarees, and made up in the stretch bengaline. And I don't know whether I mentioned it in this vlog, but I think it was definitely in the fabric haul when I actually bought this fabric. I was talking about how it might make nice dungarees because it's got the stretch on one way. It's actually on the cross grain, and so the whole point was that actually that would be quite good because it would stretch around here. I could maybe cut a size smaller so they could be slimmer fitting. I had all these amazing plans, and then you guessed it, I cut it on the straight grain. So everything that's supposed to be stretchy isn't, i.e. round here, and everything that's not supposed to be stretchy is. So we have trousers that stretch downwards. We have a waistband that stretches out instead of being nice and snug. And best of all, we have a rock on Tommy situation going on here, which if you were around in the UK in the 80s, you'll know what I'm talking about. Every single part of this is stretchy. So the pockets are stretching out. It's not really wearable. It's absolutely fine around the house. It looks all right at the back, I think. I don't know, I can't actually see, but I'll have a look in a minute when I watch the footage back. It's stretched out a little bit round here. It's not doing what it's supposed to do. So I was so annoyed. I didn't realise literally until I'd finished cutting it out that it was proper one of those moments. Oh, I cut it out on the, oh, you're just so trained into it, aren't you? So I always see lining stuff up, making sure it's on the straight grain. Yeah, completely forgot I was supposed to cut this on the cross grain. So all is not lost. It's been a really good experience, practice in making it, and I also know that it fits because this across the bottom doesn't stretch. So I know that this pattern would actually fit in a woven, which is what it's supposed to be made from. So there is that. I made the size 10 because obviously I went smaller because I thought I was going to have the stretch. But just in case, I remember discussing it earlier, I then graded out to a 12 around the hips, which I'm glad I did because the 12 is actually probably about right. And then the rest of it's all a size 10. About the pattern, it's a really, really lovely pattern. I'm actually pleased with it in terms of dungarees. It's got fantastic integral pockets. They are a little bit tricky to make. There's a sew along which goes with it, thank goodness. Something definitely to bear in mind. I really do like the fact that I can wrap it round, even though my ties are ridiculously stretchy. Look at that, they're like elastic bands. So undone, it's quite clever because you've got the pocket there, and then you've got almost like this V bit of fabric here, which you can use then obviously to get it on and off. So you can just take it down easily, get it on and off that way, and then you can wrap it round. I guess you can wrap it forwards or at the back, whichever way you want to do it. Takes a bit of fiddling around, but it's not too bad. It still gives that nice shape. I think I will make it again, but in a plain fabric, because again, I've fallen victim to this. I think, oh, that's a lovely fabric and that'll look really nice as a XYZ. And then when I make it up, I think, oh, I'm not brave enough to wear it out in public. So, but it's a wearable toile for around the house. And so all is not completely lost. I know I said it was a disaster. It's not really a disaster, but it's just incredibly frustrating because, you know, I could have had a really lovely, the perfect pair of dungarees. Never mind. It fits. You win some, you lose some. So I think my plan for my next make is I don't think I'll make one of these straight away. I've kind of decided I need a bit of a break from dungarees because I'm still not convinced they're for me. But sticking with the kind of dungaree pinafore theme, I'm going to try the Fibre Mood Kea dress, which is a pinafore dress, V-neck, V-back, and then you can just wear little tops and stuff underneath it, or big blouses or whatever. So I think I'm going to try one of those, which I've got a feeling might be more my style if I can just slim it down a little bit, because it's hugely wide and a lot of people say it falls off their shoulders. So I'm definitely going to be printing that pattern out and having a look at what I can do with it to maybe make it fit me a bit better. I hope that's helpful to you all, and I will catch up with you soon, hopefully with my Kea dress. So look out for that one. Thanks, take care, bye.